Salut à tous, on se retrouve pour une nouvelle session de Game of Thrones. Je suis complètement à la bourre dans mes vidéos, j'en suis complètement désolé. Ne frappez pas, pitié. Je vais essayer de faire en sorte que ça fonctionne cette fois, puisque je viens d'essayer de commencer le jeu à planter. Alors, est-ce que... Oui, non. On dirait bien que oui. Oui. Alors, rappelez-vous, j'en étais, donc j'étais de retour avec Morse et j'étais en train de me diriger vers la mall pour trouver quelqu'un que je sais plus trop pourquoi. Il faudra que je regarde mes propres vidéos. Je sais plus trop pourquoi, mais on avait retrouvé des gens. Alors, premier détail qui va vous sauter aux yeux, Mort c'est différent. Oui, Mort c'est totalement différent. Pourquoi? Parce que, comme me l'a confirmé l'un des quelques commentaires, l'info que j'avais lu était complètement de l'intox. Ce qui signifie que il n'y a pas 3 personnages jouables, mais bien 2. Du coup, mon idée de répartir les types d'armure sur les différents personnages, pour une raison que je ne connais pas d'ailleurs, était à peu près stupide et mal foutue. Donc j'ai refait une partie jusqu'à l'endroit où j'en étais. J'ai grosso modo fait les mêmes choix. Les seuls trucs qui ont changé, c'est les items que j'ai lootés et ce qui s'y rapporte. Donc Mort s'est passé en armure lourde avec une arme à 2 mains, et Alistair est passé en intermédiaire pour pouvoir profiter de l'armure de la famille d'Alistair, donc histoire de pas perdre une super armure intermédiaire parce que mon personnage porte du léger, et de moins galérer parce que c'est vrai que le personnage en armure légère était vraiment galère. C'était vraiment une horreur. Donc là logiquement ça devrait mieux marcher. Est-ce que tu veux me parler, monsieur? Alors j'ai remis les voix en anglais, hein, on m'excuserait. J'apprécie vraiment plus l'ambiance comme ça. De toute façon vous avez les sous-titres qui sont visibles, hein. Je fais de la HD, donc logiquement.
We're in Night's Watch territory. The lands are obviously well protected.
Of course, my lord. Jared passed
Bitch!
this way. He took some men with him to scout the village south of here.
I never promised such a thing. Jared forgets who gives the orders here. I'll make sure to remind him in due time. We'll continue our journey, Sir Westford. Let's go towards Molestown, where we'll probably find Jared.
Ok.
Robot, stay in your position and await my return.
On va se diriger vers la ville.
Wish, sir.
Bien, c'est parti. Mon dieu. Voilà, instant sexuel dans la discussion.
I'm sure you enjoyed yourself, you randy old dog.
Oh, it was more than the man could ever wish for. When she finished,
Bon, ça devient glauque. On va éviter de rester. Bon, par contre j'entends des loots depuis tout à l'heure, ça me rassure pas pour un rond. Je ne sais pas du tout dans quelle direction je dois aller. Alors on va se balader au pif, on finira bien par trouver. Ah. Une lanterne. On doit être sur une route utilisée. Où? Vous, je vous fais pas forcément très confiance.
You know something. Spill it before I scatter your teeth onto the floor.
Please, I beg you. I don't know what you're talking about. I swear.
Bon, ok. Lui, c'est un soldat violent.
Enough, Jared.
What? Oh,
Et en plus, il a une tête de trou du cul.
Sir Godric. This peasant refuses to answer my questions.
Leave him alone.
You can leave. Very well, my lord. Thank you.
I haven't finished with him.
Yes, you have. No one tortures the people of the gift without good reason.
And you'll do what? Hang me like you did my brother? Try it. I could use a laugh.
Alors... Je vais pas rester diplomatique avec un connard.
Hold your tongue. Believe me, if I felt like killing you, I wouldn't have need of a noose.
No one talks to me this way, especially not a crow from that damned wall.
Shut your mouth, Jared. You disgrace us when you speak to Sir Westford that way. Silence! Return to camp.
Lui, il va causer des problèmes, je le sens.
Sir Westford, his behavior is unacceptable. I offer my most humble apologies.
Just make sure he doesn't delay us.
I'll keep an eye on him. How do you plan on finding the girl?
John Aaron's letter mentions the whores at the brothel. We'll start there.
Do you think they'll talk?
The Night's Watch is in charge around here. I've had a few dealings with the local madam before, when sworn brothers found their way to her establishment. If she knows something, I'll soon find out.
The hamlet seems tiny. We'll have gone through it in no time.
Don't let yourself be fooled. The Mole's town is much bigger than it seems. More than 3/4 of the town is underground. The underground tunnels were dug by several generations of people. Living below the surface protects them from the cold. And in the midst of the tunnels is the whorehouse. I'm sure that's where we'll find the girl. This much was clear in the letter.
I see. So she's hidden among the whores. Few would think to look for her there. Lord John Arryn certainly was a diligent man.
Alors voilà, règle des univers médiévaux fantastiques, hein. Le premier endroit où vous pouvez trouver le plus d'informations, c'est la taverne. Et si l'univers est assez mature pour ça, le second endroit où il y a le plus d'infos, c'est le bordel. Voilà. Parce que les confidences sur l'oreiller, ça va. Hein. Donc là, on va dans les souterrains. Il n'y a rien d'autre à trouver dans le coin? Non. Non plus. Bon. Il n'y a pas l'air d'y avoir grand chose. Là il y a une pancarte mais on ne comprend rien ce qu'il y a dessus. Bon, on va se diriger vers les souterrains. C'est parti. Certains choix devront être assumés après plusieurs chapitres. Bah l'autre, Jared là par exemple, je sens que lui il va me le faire payer au bout d'un moment. Au cœur de la ville. Ah, bah elle est là. Je crois. Bonjour. Ah la gueule.
If it isn't the great Moors Westford, hero of Castle Black, what can I do for you, handsome? Why don't you join me in my chamber?
Non, merci. Non, 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 ça va y aller. Ça va aller.
A real woman can do.
The day the wall collapses, I'll think about your proposition.
Charming as usual. So, what are you here for? Come to take your lost crows home? Walder brought in a new boy. I believe his name is Patrick. They're in the back. Do with them what you will. But no brawling in my establishment.
No, I'm not here for pleasure. I'm looking for a girl.
Then you're here for the same reason as everyone else. What is your pleasure? Fair
Bon, les enfants, fermez les yeux, lisez pas les sous-titres.
dancers? A girl skilled with her tongue?
Tell me, Sybil, when was the last time a newcomer turned up at Molestown?
I don't know. Quite a while ago. Why?
Because I've heard that a girl recently arrived in town. A young woman fleeing.
What was she fleeing from?
The kind of danger that would force someone to hide out in a remote place like Molestown. Men who want to kill her at any cost, for instance.
And she meant to hide here until the world had forgotten about her?
That's right.
But what did she do?
I don't know. But I hope to find her before those other men do.
I would like to help you, but I'm afraid I've not seen your mystery girl. If a Southron girl had turned up, I think I would have known.
I never said she was Southron.
Oh, well, I just
Elle s'est
assumed
trahie.
that. Anyway, if you came here just to ask me foolish questions...
Non mais tu t'es trahi, c'est trop tard.
I've a business to run.
On va pas se la mettre à dos.
Listen, Sybil. This girl is in considerable danger. I believe that the men chasing her may have been involved in the death of the King's Hand.
The King's Hand was assassinated? Moors, you must be joking.
When have you ever known me to be joking? If these people were powerful enough to assassinate the King's Hand, it won't be difficult for them to track her here.
Well, what would you do if you found her?
The King's Hand wanted this girl protected. I'm here to make sure that happens. I'm sure I can protect her better than you and your girls can.
Very well. I know that you're a man of honor. I hope I don't regret this decision. The girl's name is Jane Greystone. She's been hiding here for some time.
I thank you for your trust, Sybil. Now, where is the girl?
She's in one of my rooms. Downstairs. Go down the stairs, turn left. It's the last door on the right. But don't you dare hurt her.
Don't worry. I'm here to protect her. Thank you for your help.
Bah,
Do any of you want to play gammon tonight?
tiens, le revoilà lui.
Oh, my lord, thanks for helping me earlier. Without you, I would have lost a few teeth back there. Come closer, you two. Take a look at our selection of wares. The mule will show them to you.
Who gave you permission to speak to me?
Oh, I beg your pardon, my lord. I did not mean to offend you. I just wanted to help the Night's Watch.
Sir Donnelly, you're in the gift territory, and not on your lands. Please remember that.
Please excuse me. I'll let you handle your men.
Bon, ça paraît un peu louche ton truc, quand
Listen,
même, mec.
Peddler. Some of the wildlings I confronted just recently were armed with steel blades. That seemed a bit strange, because wildlings do not forge steel, so these weapons must come from our side of the wall. And then I happen upon your traveling shop here.
I've nothing to do with that, my lord. I would never do such a thing. I have my merchant's honor to uphold.
That's right, and you do well to remember that. You can stay 1 or 2 more days to sell the locals what they need. Nothing more. When you're finished, go back to the south. If I hear that you've strayed further north, or have overstayed your welcome, I'll find you.
Ouh,
Yes, my lord. I swear.
il fait
I'll leave
peur.
as soon as I'm done.
Bon. Qu'est-ce que tu vends, ceci dit toi? Oh, tu vends une fiole. Oh, j'achète. Les fioles, c'est bien. Alors, tu vends aussi... Ouais, mais j'ai pas de... Eh oui, le gros problème, c'est qu'ils vendent des trucs intéressants, mais j'ai pas de pognon. Vous voyez, j'aurais pu prendre une belle cape bien sympa, mais... malheureusement. Alors, on va tout de suite aller équiper la fiole. Ça, vous voyez, j'ai 4 fioles. Ça, c'est la différence aussi. Hop. C'est la différence, j'ai été un peu plus malin avec, avec ça. Du coup, ça devrait le faire. Alors, pour les soins, c'est du Vincent. J'en ai pas chez lui. Quantité modérée de santé. Bon, bah... Après tout, l'argent sert à être dépensé. Et on va remplir celle-là. Voilà. Ça, j'aurai de quoi me soigner au combat. Continuons de discuter avec les gens. Tiens.
Hi, it's Moores. I wasn't expecting to meet you here.
Would you shut up?
You've taken your vow so recently, your words still hang in the air, Patrick.
Please, Moores, you know the Lord Commander turns a blind eye to this sort of thing. Just look at the poor bugger. All of your fellow watchmen are dead. You know how it is. He needs to pick up his spirits.
I can speak for myself, Walder. Moores, would you care to join in our discussion?
Ouais, pourquoi pas.
I don't know much
C'est sympa
about
les
you,
discussions.
Patrick. I hear you used to be into smuggling.
I don't really want to talk about that, Moores.
Don't be shy, you're amongst brothers here. You've probably seen plenty of interesting things in your life. Tell us.
First of all, I was not a smuggler.
Weren't your crimes what led you to take the black?
Very well. If you really want to know, like half the men at the wall, I was once a farmer, with fertile lands and a family. Then one day, I lost everything. I was out hunting for stag, and when I returned home, there was nothing but smouldering ruins.
Ah ça va, bouscule les gens toi.
Raiding along the coast, and it led them right to my home. My wife, she wasn't the type to let herself be pushed around by anyone. If you saw what they did to her...
7 hells. Every last one of those wildling monsters deserves to die.
All I had left was my warhammer. I found it while marching with the Starks during the rebellion. All I could do was take my boat and follow the scum across the Bay of Seals. Once I got to the other side of the wall, it was easier than I'd expected. They probably thought they were out of harm's way and they were careless. They didn't even try to cover their tracks. When I finally caught up with them, it was dark out. The swine were getting drunk on what they'd stolen from me. So I waited for my moment. After a while, most of them could no longer stand. And that's what I waited for. First, I killed the watchman. But then one of their men saw me and cried out. It became a bloodbath. The drink had made them slow of foot and awkward. It made it easy for me. I don't know how long the killing lasted. When it was over, I was covered in blood, wounds, my clothes slashed to shreds. I said to myself, Pat, you're a dead man. Might as well let the cold take you. I let myself drift off. When I opened my eyes, I was in Castle Black. I had been picked up by rangers who'd discovered the camp. It took me a month to heal. In that time, I was accused of everything by the Brothers of the Night's Watch. Smuggling, being a wildling, and I just couldn't convince otherwise. So, as soon as I was able to walk again, I was given the choice. Take the black,
Putain, le pauvre.
or the noose.
You suffered an injustice, but you had the right of it to join us, brother. You have a new family now.
Incredible. I didn't know a killer like you was one of our recruits.
What about you, Walder? How did you get to the wall?
Let me think about it for a minute. Where to begin?
Vas-y, vas-y, raconte.
I think I know what you want to talk about.
Say nothing, Moors. You'll spoil the surprise. You see my necklace, Patrick? The High Septon gave it to me personally.
The High Septon? The head of the Faith of the Seven? You must be joking.
I swear it's true.
He's right, but I'm not sure you really want to hear the story.
On the contrary.
Je le sens mal.
Very well. I had a simple, humble and poor life, like you, Patrick. Much like any other peasant in the Seven Kingdoms, you might say. I had a wife, Shori. She was delicate and buxom, always smiling, a good woman. Never complained without good reason. She was devoted to the Seven and always ready to aid her neighbor. The best day in my life was the day she agreed to marry me. But all good things come to an end. She fell ill while with child. I sold everything to pay for her treatment. My livestock, my fields, and even my home. All that only to be sold false remedies by swindlers preying on my love. When I finally figured out what they were doing, I pounced on two of the filthy whoresons and gave them what they deserved. I beat them bloody and took my time over it too.
You chose your destiny, as we did ours.
I wasn't expecting that from you, Walder. I'd mistaken you for a skilled thief.
It would have been better if I was. I probably wouldn't be here now. I spent 20 years of my life protecting this piece of ice. And unlike you, if I had to do it all again, I wouldn't.
So that's when they caught you?
No, let me finish. Shuri held out until the end of her pregnancy, so that the child could survive. She suffered more than I imagined possible. The day she went into labor, I was alone with her. Giving birth to our daughter was too much strain. It killed her. I buried her that same evening. I wanted a better life for my little girl, a different life. I swore by the Seven that she wouldn't end up like her mother, that she would only have the best. The following day, I left home carrying what was left of my possessions on my back to baptize my little girl into the faith. I walked for more than 3 weeks, feeding my little girl as I could and praying each day that she would survive. I eventually reached King's Landing. I knelt before the wondrous gold and crystal dome of the Great Sept. Once inside, an old Septon welcomed me. I told him my story. I confessed everything. He listened attentively. I cried on his shoulder, and he comforted me with soothing words. Afterwards, he took my daughter in for observation. He asked a servant to bring him some goat's milk, and that's when I understood. That old man wasn't just a Septon. He was the High Septon himself.
Really?
Yes. He said if I handed myself in to the king's justice, they would take care of my daughter. He would personally ensure that she'd have a good life.
And you gave yourself up? Just like that?
That's right. I gave them my little girl, and hand it myself over to the king's justice. When they brought me in, the High Septon personally gave me this necklace. For me, it represents my absolution.
Quite a story.
Yeah, I suppose so. But yours wasn't too bad either.
Each and every sworn brother has his tale to tell. None of them
Mais bordel.
What about you, Moors? Why did you come to the wall?
I can't talk now, Patrick. I have affairs to attend to. I must go. I'll turn a blind eye this time. But don't linger here too much longer.
We'll have another round and then we're off, I promise.
Eh ben ma foi, c'est vachement intéressant de connaître un petit peu les histoires des différents mecs.
Out of my kitchen. I've enough troubles without having to clean up after the likes of you.
Ok, vas-y, dégage. Bon, trouvons par où il faut aller. Alors, en bas. Qu'est-ce qu'elle m'a dit après? Bon, est-ce que c'est indiqué sur la carte? Bah oui, c'est indiqué, je suis con. Pourquoi m'emmerder?
The room is empty. It looks like she ran away
Non,
from
non,
here.
elle s'est cachée.
Her belongings are still in the room. She obviously left in a
Ah.
hurry. This trinket must be hers. Her perfume
Ah,
still
à faire jouer avec le chien.
The trail is still fresh. It should be no problem finding her. Let's see what we can find.
Alors, comment... J'ai déjà oublié comment on passe en... Bon. C'est pas grave. Option, contrôle. Alors... Avec R... Pourquoi je parie qu'elle est dans la cuisine? Tiens, qu'est-ce que je disais? Eh oh! Je vais te taper sur la gueule, toi! Pas touche au chien. Mais... D'accord, j'ai des bugs en plus. Bon. Ça va être dur ce truc.
Get this dog out of my kitchen.
My dog picked up the scent of a woman who recently came through here.
She went that way. If you find her, tell her not to be running through my kitchen like that. Now off with you. I don't want trouble with the night.
Alors arrête de shooter nos chiens. Sinon tu vas voir que je vais t'en créer des problèmes moi. Et pas qu'un peu. Ok. Donc là on part des souterrains pour aller dans les souterrains encore plus souterrains. Ah bon ça m'énerve ça. Hein. Putain mais elle a couru partout, c'est pas possible. Ah. Ici il y a deux mecs qui ont pas franchement l'air amical. Ceci dit eux non plus. Bon. Bordel de lag. Bon. Oui, ils vont pas se bouger. Eux, il va falloir que je les tabasse.
May the stranger take me. A crow this far from its home?
It's the butcher. Mind yourself with that one.
Of course. but we could say this is our territory. We don't approve of strangers stomping around here.
Silence your tongue, Ben. You trying to get us killed? What should we do, my lord?
What are you doing here?
We're here on business. Nothing
Ouais,
out of the
voleur
ordinary.
quoi.
Do you think you can easily fool me? I know the both of you. So spill your secrets before I make spill something else of yours.
Please, we're only carrying a few goods to help out our friends.
Smuggled goods. A girl came through here recently. Did you see her?
If a lass had come through here, we'd have noticed it, my lord. Sorry, we've seen nothing.
Allez, un peu d'action.
You chose the wrong day to smuggle.
Take pity on us, my lord. We don't want to fight.
You should have thought of that earlier.
We won't be cowed by the likes of you.
Voilà. C'est tout de suite un peu plus simple quand même là. Même si ça pique toujours autant. Voilà. Alors. Elle était passée par là. Ensuite elle est ressortie par là. Ensuite elle est passée là. Tiens. Ensuite par cette porte. Et ensuite je n'ai pas sa trace. Il doit y avoir une couille dans le pâté quelque part là. Ah, ces changements de vidéo, ça commence à m'énerver. Ah bah voilà que je suis coincé. Bon. Non, c'est bien par là. Attends. C'est par où? C'est par là. Je m'y perds, c'est une horreur. Oui, c'est ça. Oh. Bon. Tout droit. Tout droit mon grand. Ah! Ici va se passer des trucs. Ah, je l'ai trouvé.
There you are at last, young lady. You couldn't get much further anyway.
Is that her?
Yes. There's no doubt about it. The trail leads right to her.
Who are mignonne.
I am Mors Westford, a ranger of the Night's Watch. The King's Hand sent us to find you.
The Night's Watch? The last time I crossed paths with one of you, he tried to steal from me.
You're the girl that craven deserter tried to steal from. He was no longer a brother of ours. He was a traitor to our order. And that was my dog that saved you from him back in the woods.
I thought I'd seen that animal before.
Enough. Sir Mors, you can leave us now. You have completed your mission and the Crown will show you its gratitude for this.
You aren't a member of the Night's Watch.
Indeed. This is Sir Godric Donnelly, Lord Alfred's emissary.
Je serais pas surpris qu'il y ait un truc louche.
Come with me, Jane. I am here to take you to a safe place.
A safe place? I know Sir Donnelly. You
Ah, je m'en
don't
doutais.
like him at all.
Stop with the games, little girl.
Go to hell, imposter.
Silence! Tell me, child, You say you know Sir Donnelly. Where and when did you last meet him?
At King's Landing, a little while before I left. It's because of him that I'm freezing up here. So yes, I do remember his face.
Be reasonable, Jane. Our Lord's last wishes were to take you to a safe place.
Ok.
Which is exactly what I plan on doing.
C'est parti, encore un peu d'action.
Things rotten here. We'll return to Castle Black and figure out what to do.
I'm afraid not, Sir Westford. Do you intend on opposing my Lord's orders?
I know full well where my duty lies. This situation would not please the Lord Commander, and it doesn't please me either. Mormont will decide. This matter is closed.
Thank you, my lord.
I don't understand why you are being so stubborn, Sir Westford. I'm asking you one final time to allow me to leave with the goods.